Got it. Once again, we're back. It's episode 30, late night edition. Oh, Lord have mercy. We all got but anyway, we're here. CJ Squared, episode 30, bringing you those hot picks.
We're here.
Fantasy football, talking about the World Series, talking about everything. We got fantasy basketball going on right now. We got so much stuff going on. It's going to be hard for us to cover everything, but I think if I can get these two on board, we'll have some CJ Squared special sometime in the near future where we just throw some quick content on at you. But we're here this evening. Of course, you know, I'm JB. It says Mr. Brown on the thing, but yeah, I'm Mr. Brown to some people. But my friends call me JB. All right, we got Joseph Neal here. His friends call him Mr. Neal. we call him Joey. We got my man Chris rocking the CR hat, giving you
happy birthday, Chris. Happy birthday.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday was the big
birthday, man.
The big 4-0.
He's in the 40 club.
Well, welcome to the club, bro. Welcome to the club. It's funny, you turn 40. I'll be turning 50 next year. Jeez.
Oh, man.
Old enough to be your daddy.
The old 10-year-old dad.
The 2-year-old me with my dime piece now. With my dime at 10 years old.
Go to bed.
All right, let me stop. All right, here we go. Serious business here. Serious business. Let's talk about our college picks last week. Oh. Man, last week in college, I was in fuego. Let's put it that way.
You on fire.
Not only did I have the most picks right, I had 8 right, you know, a long way from that week one pick right. You know, you get lucky sometimes. But let me tell y'all this, what old JB did.
Tell JB.
He went to the Caesars app, played an 8-team parlay for $25, which was a free bet, a free $25 bet, and came away with a G. A G. Like our man Chris had a 4% chance to win, and it happened.
Oh, that's crazy. And tell him the one game you were sweating.
No, here's the kicker. Some of those bets I used came right from the CJ Squared studio. Right? I'm gonna break it down for you. I took Northern Illinois +5, one of my picks on last week's thing. I took Oregon +1, another one of my picks on last week. Another one. I took Oklahoma State +7, another one of my picks, right? And then I took a couple of picks that my co-workers here threw out there, right? My man Chris said, you know what? I don't like Maryland this week. I think Minnesota is going to beat them, cover the spread. So I took Minnesota straight up. My man Joey was talking about my daughter's college, said, Jason, Texas State, the college that your daughter goes to is going to get their butt whipped. And guess what? They did. So I took Georgia State to win that game. And then if you were listening last week or in the past, you heard me say, if Colorado is playing, always take the under.
Always.
They don't score points. And they play pretty good defense. That's the crazy part, right? Took the under on that. And then I took the straight up line on UTSA, one of Joey's picks he threw out there one week. They weren't even on my radar, but I was like, it looked kind of spicy. And then my last pick, which was the one that kept me up at night, was the team that should have had the best chance of winning, was Houston over East Carolina. That game went to overtime. First play, Houston scores a touchdown. The next play, East Carolina fumbles the ball, and I went with a big smile on my face.
Fumble.
There you go. All right. So yeah, that last week went 8-12. Joey. 500 with 6-12. Chris with his picks, not looking too good.
Wow. Bad week and
4-12.
everything.
C double went 500 as well. And the hot one it's been hot. 7-12. And Buttons stepped up with a 7-12.
Yeah.
Record last week. So right now for the year, we're all over 42%. My man Joey's in Fuego at 54%. Still have a couple of weeks left, including the bowls, and we're gonna see can Joey finish the season.
Come on, baby.
All right. So next. Oh, and I forget on our picks. Oh man, if you listen at the end of last week's show to the biggest lock, winner versus the spread, and the biggest upset, you would have gotten paid.
Hey.
All together, we went 7-9. Me and Joy went 3 for 3.
7-2.
Oh, right. 7 out of 9. That's right. 7 out of 9.
Oh, 7 out of 9. Yeah.
My bad. Yeah. We got 7 right, and we only got 2 wrong. And those are Chris's, not me and Joey. So this if you bet on Chris's, blame him. Don't blame us.
Sorry about that.
So hey, we got some good ones today. I'm sure Joey got some spicy hot ones.
Yeah. We know that.
Oh yeah.
You know that, right?
Oh yeah.
So all right. So I'm sitting here. I'm looking at ESPN, looking at my Braves. Took this L. They're down 2-6, top of the 7th, 1 out. So I'm gonna throw this next question to Chris and Joey, because I'm gonna be too biased. It's a World Series take. Can the Braves actually win the World Series, and what are your chances? I'm gonna go with you first, Joey, because I know you ain't gonna go by the numbers. I need the numbers from Chris, because you can go by your emotions. So I'm gonna go you first. What you got? What you think?
Chris and JB, it's that I love digging deep down, feeling deep down.
You in church praying?
And I definitely feel as if the Braves can absolutely win this. Nothing in Houston's pen. Their arms don't scare me. As CJ Squared says, I don't see Justin Verlander walking through that door, coming to take the ball from Dusty Baker.
From OU, by the way.
And if Justin Verlander was there, I would be concerned that I may see him twice, and I may even see him in a game 7 coming out of the actual bullpen. There's no one in Houston's arsenal that is on Verlander's level. I am very confident that if I am an Atlanta Braves fan, that they can definitely win this. You know, hitting Eddie Rosario is the best hitter in baseball as of right now. He's hitting over 465. His OPS, my favorite number in baseball, his OPS is Barry Bonds level, 1278. Hitting is contagious. If he keeps hitting, it's going to rub off onto the entire lineup. The Braves can absolutely win this. They're not going to win this game tonight, but they've done what they had to do. They stole a game in Houston. Now let's go back down to the deep south in the ATL, and we will see what's going to happen. There's a lot of emotion going. No one thought that the Braves could actually do it. You see all the fans wearing these big old pearls. They definitely feel like they can win this. They are very confident.
Okay, Chris, I see you in deep thought. What you got? What's your take on the World Series?
I'm with Joey. I think that Houston, their lineup is better all the way up and down, and they've also, most of those guys have been there before. Correa, as much as I don't like him, has been one of the great postseason players. Altuve, we've seen him do it at big stages. So part of that scares me, but generally in playoffs, pitching wins, and most of this has turned into a bullpen. Both of the teams are throwing a ton of guys. neither has like really great starters. Greinke's not a guy now that can go more than 6-7 innings. I mean, he can't even usually get it. You're lucky to get 3 or 4 innings out of these guys now. So I don't really think there's a huge edge on either side. And there's guys on the Braves teams that have just stepped up. They got Duvall. Joey mentioned Rosario. So I think they have a chance. The betting is right now the Braves are a plus 110, which is about I think I saw that it was plus 110 would give them a 47% chance of winning. So for that, really, that's not, that's not at all insurmountable. And usually I always say, if you can take one game away, the series doesn't start for any sport until somebody wins a road game, and they've already won one. Mm-hmm. They were the dog against the Dodgers, and we saw what they did to them. And they also they're probably not
the Brewers too.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've seen them not kind of be the best team on paper and find ways to win. And that's kind of what it's about right now in baseball. It's not necessarily just, with the fact that neither of these teams have great pitching that you can throw out and just, I think Morton, I mean, he's hurt. Losing him is going to hurt because he's the guy that they could throw out that has had that playoff experience and has dominated. But I mean, I still just think this is a bullpen series. And once you do that, Dusty Baker may be the X factor.
Come on,
I know Joey's a huge Dusty guy. So, yeah, he's a molder, right, Joey? Especially he always rocking them gloves now.
He does.
So, I mean, he's been here and he's been on the biggest stage. So I think he may be the guy who can pull the strings. But for right now, Atlanta, I mean, they're losing tonight, but they've already, they took 1 of 2. So it's gonna be a huge going back to Atlanta. The thing is that we saw what Houston did against Boston, where they just got punched in the face, and then they came back and they kind of, their offense turned it up. I think that offense does scare me a little bit. Houston can get on fire, and they got hitters they're like Atlanta. The Hawks, they got hitters all up and down that lineup. So they got the better lineup, but the way teams mix and match now, I think, you just like tonight, you just lose a game, you move on, you put that behind you. It's all one game. And, so yeah, I think they got a shot. So for you, 47-48%, you'll take that,
I take it all day, every day.
That's right.
Right. I mean, really, realistically, the Braves, they lost 2 of their best players in a year, right?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And I was listening to the radio today. They were saying that, right now, the Braves are probably the hottest team right now. They were probably a little hotter than Houston, and just they got a chance. That's all you can ask for, right? Like you said, you got a chance. You have a chance. That's all you need. Get in the dance. Got a chance.
You got a chance.
Just watch out for old Dusty Baker.
Yeah, we got the mold and all right. Now let's go back to the NFL. We're talking about one of everybody's probably preseason pick to reach the Super Bowl in the AFC. Struggling, right? Last place in their own division. Well, tied with the Broncos, right? I guess the Broncos started hot, but of course they are who we thought they were. As Joy was saying,
who we thought they were.
Crown.
All right, so the next question for the fellas is: should we be worried about Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs' chances of making it to the Super Bowl? We should say the playoffs right now.
We should.
Playoffs.
No playoffs.
So what are your thoughts, Chris?
Yeah, I think you have to be at this point. Early on, it was, like we were talking about before the show, maybe it's the defense, but we definitely know that offense can light it up, and that's not a question mark at all. It's just, can the defense kind of just hold their own and allow that offense to do what it does? Even now, now the offense is in question. It's one of those things where eventually the league, like we've said before, eventually the league catches up, and it takes away what you want to do, and then the really, really good teams who win find another way to your plan A is taken away. How can you pivot and beat them another way? Mm-hmm. And maybe they can't do that. They don't run the ball that well. Hilaire's out. Mahomes looks like Mahomes is looking like he's trying to force the ball. He's already turned the ball over more this year than he had all of last year. Everyone was talking about the revamped line, how that was going to play. They don't seem they can move the ball. Tyreek Hill has been hit or miss. Travis Kelce hasn't been the guy that we thought he was going to be. Those guys were just dominating. And basically before they came out and said, we know we're going to put up 40 points, 35, 40 points on you. Can you keep up with us? And that's not been the case at all this year. So, they beat a team like Washington, but I don't think you can, hang your hat on that at all.
No, you can't.
So for me, I think that you can count, I would say still Baltimore's better, right? I would say that Buffalo's better. Now Tennessee looks like they're coming back, to be.
Bengals could be better.
Bengals might be better. Joey thinks the Steelers might be better.
The Browns, if who did Chubb fumble? Who fumbled against the Chubb? Was it Chubb that fumbled?
Yeah. The first
Chubb doesn't fumble. The Browns beat them at home.
Yeah. So I think that right now, even if they make it as a wild card, and everyone says like, oh, Kansas City's a hard place to play, but if they don't have that in their back pocket, they're going to have to go on the road, Yep. So to me, you have to be worried. Like you said, you have to first make the playoffs. Mm-hmm.
Playoffs.
Would you say right now that the Chargers are probably better, right? So
the Chargers can beat them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joey's boy.
Are they going to get in? So we've named 5 or 6 teams that we think are better. So they're going to be fighting unless they turn around. And I don't know if it's Mahomes, the teams have figured him out, or he's just trying to do too much. I don't know what it is, but
your defense can't stop anybody. That forces you to do too much sometimes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Trying to make a big play every play.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you definitely have to be worried.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts, Joey?
Just like you just said, he is trying to be, as one of our good friends says, who is a high school offense coordinator. He's trying to be Superman when all I need him to do right now is to be Clark Kent. I think that's what Mahomes is doing, even though he is a Superman type player. I think he is pressing a little bit too much because their defense can't, as the great Bart Scott said after they beat the Patriots, the defense can't stop a nosebleed. Their defense cannot stop a nosebleed right now. They can't stop anything. They can't stop anything. They are almost last in every major category on defense. So that leads to the offense pressing. Their turnover differential right now, they are a -10, which is tied for last in the league. They lead the league in turnovers. They've given the ball away 17 times. You can't win like that. Their offense is going to be fine because of Mahomes. They are. But in the end, if they were to get into the playoffs and have to go to Tennessee or Cleveland, Tennessee or Cleveland will run the ball the entire game on them. They'll rush for 250 yards, and they will hold the ball the entire time. Mahomes will never get it. He won't even have the opportunity to win the game because they're not going to be able to stop the run. So, yes, their defense is awful.
That's funny because the last couple of years in the playoff, those who they beat Cleveland and Tennessee.
They sure did.
Actually stopped the run in those games. But this year is every year is a new year, right?
Yes,
so
it is.
And this year, they're just not. Ryan Tannehill has not been playing that great. In the first half of the last game, Ryan Tannehill at one point had was 12 for 12, 180 yards and 2 tutties. And I was like, they just cutting them up, right? That's bad. The defense has to step up, and when your offense don't play well too, your defense playing bad, that's a recipe for disaster against a
Yes,
good
it is.
team. You
Yes,
can
it
beat
is.
the football team. I mean, they may come out on Monday night and beat the Giants by a lot. I don't think they'll cover the spread though. I don't think the Chiefs are going to cover the spread. I think the Giants going to give them a game.
Hey, that may be a straight up win for the G-Man. The way that
Okay, I'm not going that far.
Joey, pump the brakes.
I'm not going that far.
Pump the brakes.
But I don't think they'll cover the spread. It's a 9.5 spread. They're not going that far. But anyway.
Hold on. I just looked. Vegas still loves them. They're right now second for odds to win the AFC Championship behind Buffalo. So there's some value to be had there for and other teams because Vegas still is loving on them to win. It's the Buffalo and then Baltimore, Tennessee, Chargers, Cincinnati, Cleveland. There's some value in the Cincinnati and Cleveland right there.
Yeah, probably. Yep.
Vegas loves them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want me to let me get into some?
Yeah, go jump into that fantasy, man. Jump into it.
So Joey, how'd you do this week? I know you had the big week the week before.
Last week, man, looking good, drinking that good coffee.
Sort of came back down to earth this week. Millions. I was over 500 still. I finished. Excuse me. I finished on the positive side. I was 4 and 3 this week. This was a big week of dealing with injuries and players that were on bye week. There was a lot of plugging. There was a lot of plugging that was going on.
Teams on bye this last week.
Yes, but I somehow still managed to get 4 wins out of my 7 teams. So it was a pretty decent week.
Good for you, man. Good for
JB?
you. I went 500. The good thing is I haven't gone under 500 this year in any week, right? But disappointed. I mean, in one of the leagues, and two of the leagues, with the injuries and everything, I wasn't going to win. I had to pick up new players. I had to scramble at the last minute to plug in some people. But in one league in particular, if Josh Jacobs doesn't get hurt, I would probably win. But it is how it is sometimes, right? So 3 and 3. I'm still undefeated in one league, the Do Good League on SiriusXM. Still number 1 in points in that league.
Very nice.
In a Super Flex League, I beat my opponent by 30 points last week with only 1 quarterback.
Very nice.
And for some reason, he started Justin Fields, and that's all I got to say. He started Justin Fields and somebody else. Justin Fields gave him a negative. So...
Hopefully,
good try. And this week I'm going against Dan Claskins himself. Dan Claskins, if y'all don't know, is the person who runs the league. He runs the show. He's the one that gave me a shout out 2 weekends ago. So Dan, coming for you, buddy. Coming for you.
Take him.
I'm without Devontae Adams, so I'm at a disadvantage already. But that's all good.
Yeah, that's right. He's already announced he's out. So
yep.
I had another sucky week. Injuries really are killing me. I think on one I had like no running backs. I think I started like Williams from Detroit. I mean, and he's not horrible, but when I said before, when I invest doing this year, I went in taking a lot of the same guys, and then when those guys, Allen Robinson's been horrible for me.
Oh my gosh, Allen Robinson.
Yeah, I mean he's killing me. And then I lost Antonio Brown. They announced he was out like close to game time that I saw it. So
right,
I was scrambling a little bit. I had to pick up a whole bunch of guys. So I mean, I think like you guys said, is the bye weeks. Joey beat me in 2 leagues. Thanks, Joey. So I said, "Oh, you couldn't hook a brother up for his birthday week? Come on now." So So I'm really fighting it with injuries this year. So I kind of knew once Montgomery, I don't know if I'll have enough in some of these leagues to hold on just so I can get in to playoffs. I don't even know if I'll get in some of these leagues. So, but not my year, it looks like.
It happens
Still early.
sometimes.
Still early.
Yeah, it does.
You gotta adjust. I mean, it's just been a funny year. You know, it's just stuff that you think is going to happen just is not happening.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
So,
it's so many players who are not who we thought were going to.
They aren't who we thought.
Right. These be consistent, but these guys are just far.
What we need to do maybe because when is the halfway? That'll be, I guess, week.
You already at the halfway
9?
point right now.
We're about there.
You're there. Week 7. Halfway point for the regular season is 14 weeks this year.
Yeah. So all right. So maybe next week what we'll do is we'll do we'll pick like a fantasy bus team, and then like a fantasy
Gang squad like they do in the morning time show.
Yeah. We'll pick for the.
Do that. I put it on here. The fantasy, the halfway point fantasy bus team. Yeah. And the halfway point fantasy all-star team.
I wonder if Derrick Henry's going to be on there.
One of them, Lord. You know that, right?
Well, we'll put an MVP and bust MVP. Yeah. Most valuable bust. I don't know. We have to figure that one out. Allen Robinson will definitely be in that running.
Yes, he will.
Sure. Definitely Allen Robinson.
All right. So let's speaking of MVPs and busts, we got Joey. Who was your surprise from last week?
Chris JB, millions. Surprise of last week. I'm really surprised by how bad the 49ers offense is, number one. I think we were all saying, oh, NFC West is going to be great. Maybe they can all possibly make the playoffs. The 49ers look awful. The Niners look awful. The offense looks awful. Brandon Ayuk. What?
Man, I was hyping him.
Brandon Ayuk.
Yes.
I was hyping him big time.
My goodness. Where is he? This guy had 4. Please look, JB. Please look. Last year, he got hot at the end of the year last year. There were 4 games where he was targeted double-digit times. 4 games. This year, he's already got 3 games where he was targeted either once, twice, or not at all.
3 times a lady.
Not at all. Where is he? What did he do during the offseason that upset Kyle Shanahan? Why is he not part of the offense? The guy can definitely play. He can definitely play. But right now, he is MIA. He was a big time. I think a lot of people maybe thought that he could be a number 2, possibly even sniffing number 1 level. But he ain't sniffing nothing but mediocrity as of right now. So Brandon Ayuk, I'm surprised how bad you are.
His ADP across multiple sites and places was above Debo, and Debo right now is a wide receiver 1.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Well, I think because of just what he showed when he had those weeks, he was a top 6 or 7 guy for like a stretch right there. So you just assume he's going to take another step up. And I mean, there's been weeks. What do you have? Like 2 fantasy points last week or something? I mean, he's just almost non-existent to the point where now you question, do you even hold a spot for him anymore?
Correct.
You know, and I actually started him last week.
Yeah. Ditto.
All right, JB, so Joey's surprise is a negative surprise.
Was a negative surprise. My surprise was a positive surprise. Tua, my man from Miami, the QB from Miami of the 1-6 Dolphins. Chris and Rodney. 1-6. All right, but anyway, he finished in some leagues. He finished quarterback 1, in others he finished quarterback 2. You know, because some leagues, if y'all don't know, I'm in one league where a QB only get 4 points for touchdowns. So, you know, like you don't like in my league, the do good league, a QB in our league may have 40, 50, 60 points, and he'll have 20 points in the do good league. So but they still,
It's
they put more emphasis
relative.
on it. They put more emphasis on the skill players. So QBs, they can put up big numbers, but they don't actually put up big numbers. But you still need them to score, right? But so he was the biggest surprise for me. I think he threw 4 touchdowns against the Falcons.
Yeah.
Hit my man Gesicki, who I picked up. Didn't save me though. But he hit Gesicki for a touchdown, and he hit Gaskin. So yeah, Tua definitely. He's hearing all the rumbles right now about Deshaun Watson, and he may get traded. So I'm guessing against the Bills, if you need a fantasy sleeper this week, you might want to go with Tua. I think he's going to have a good game this week.
Yeah, he's been on the hot seat, so he definitely needs to. He needs to. My pick is a guy who actually at this point, he's going to be close to not being a surprise anymore, and that's Jamar Chase. That dude is lighting it up week in and week out now, and he continues now to get to the point 200 yards. They said the most, that's 200 yards is ridiculous, but he's the most ever for the first 7 games. So now you're talking about, I don't know, where does he rank, JB, as far as wideouts right now? Is he top? He's got to be top 3 or 4, right?
Yeah, in the league. But let me go ahead and tell you. Keep talking.
This is a guy who was getting knocked at preseason, and everybody was saying that he was a bust before he even had a game. He was a year off. It was ridiculous, and he's been dominant since week 1, and now to the point where, JB, you'll see he's a for sure wide receiver 1 right now. So, he's a guy who put 200 yards on a Baltimore team that looked like they were kind of turning into the Baltimore we expected. So, and they just went out and crushed them. So, yeah.
Right now, Jamar Chase is wide receiver 2 in our league.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Wide receiver 1 is somebody that. Oh, Cooper Kupp, man. It's like Matthew Stafford is just trying to make Cooper Kupp a thing. It's like, hey, every play is a Cooper Kupp. Like him, and this is how I look at it. Because I don't understand how the other guys do the same stuff he's doing. But it just passes about a Kupp. But anyway, so
yeah, but I think Kupp definitely has an ability to get open and find spots. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys who's, I don't think he's the athlete Robert Woods is, but I think he has an ability to.
Dude, some of these plays they're running for Cooper Kupp, like at the goal line, they threw a play where he caught the ball and the other 2 wide receivers were blocking for him. The other guys can't do that.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
he can't be the blocker.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. The dude got 809 yards and 9 touchdowns right now.
Yeah, I think there's something probably to be said for just a guy when you have a connection, and
Yeah, true.
And they were actually saying that they were making up plays, like he was basically just running like a lot of stuff. There were times they said for Cooper Kupp where he was running like almost backyard football stuff, basically just go get open, which is kind of crazy.
In this league, they stink.
I like to, if I could just get a quick minute to officially apologize to the Cincinnati front office. I was really rude to them about not drafting an offensive tackle to protect their quarterback of the present as well as future. I thought it was really unwise of them to draft a left tackle, and very foolish to draft Jamar Chase. And I'd just like to apologize for saying those words to the Cincinnati front office.
They don't care.
He just wanted to apologize, though.
I know.
He needed to get
someone's watching.
He needed to get that off his chest.
Let me tell y'all. Let me tell you I'm just gonna just throw it out there. In this one league, I made the dumbest move ever. I kept Ridley as my 4th round pick when I could have kept DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift is RB. He's a running back running back 5 right now. And Ridley is not even a top 36 wide receiver right now. 48. Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Just you trying to play the numbers and you get burnt. It happens. But anyway, and because I mean James Robinson's an RB1, but guess who was above James Robinson? You wouldn't believe this is the stuff that just makes no sense about fantasy. Good guess.
Who's above him?
Yep.
What number is he?
Pharaoh Patterson.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So, do you know that the professor has 1, 2, 3, 4 running backs in the top 13? No wonder he's crushing in this league. And he has the king as well. But anyway, good job, Adam. You doing this is your year, bro. This is your year.
Yeah, it looks like
all
it.
right.
Now.
Up until somebody get hurt.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Anyway, so did you?
Yeah,
so
Joey,
right?
you wanna give us your fantasy bust? I know you already kind of busted on one, but
yes, I did bust on one. I will bust on another one while we are at it. JB had just mentioned a running back who is getting a wide receiver who is getting running back carries. He's taking those carries from a free agent pickup who they brought in to be the lead guy in Atlanta. And now he is being out carried by the wide receiver. Mike Davis, thank you. Why did I draft you? Because you are not doing what you are supposed to do. You absolutely were a really good plug-in after McCaffrey went down for Carolina last year. Mike Davis had a pretty decent season. He did end up going total yards. He did end up getting over 1,000 total yards for them last year. And I think experts like us thought that he was going to get an even bigger opportunity to do some damage offensively in the dirty. But it's not looking like that, and he is now getting less carries than a wide receiver. Thank you, Mike Davis. You are a bust, and you are a disappointment. You can still ball. Don't get me wrong. You can still ball, and you may end up getting those carries back. So we will see if that happens.
That's the last game. At one point, Mike Davis was getting more snaps, more carries, more opportunities than Patterson. Patterson was just really efficient. But last week, the tables just turned. Mike Davis got 4 carries last week.
Yes, he did.
I think did he have any catches?
None.
I actually dropped him in the league. Like, I can't do it. I can't.
See what you did, Mike Davis.
Anyway, my bust for the week of he's still number 3 QB in our league. That's Patrick Mahomes. You had Mahomes last week. You could have been in trouble. He played terrible. Wow. I read on some leagues, like different than ours, he gave you negative points.
Mm-hmm.
So it just tells you now that's a bust right there. And Sam Darnold was a bust, but the guy who had Sam Darnold played me and actually won because the rest of my team stunk. So you never know.
You never know. You
never know. So, that's my bust for last week. I got to go with Patrick Mahomes. Everybody expected him to put up big numbers because Josh Allen just came in against Tennessee and put up big numbers. Patrick Mahomes came in there and did nothing. Just turned the ball over.
Just turned it over. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I had 2 guys I was thinking about. I had Odell, who has been a big bust for me this year. I feel like I drafted him in every league. I think I have him in 4 of my 5 leagues, and I started him. And
Odell and Allen Robinson, all your leagues, and Montgomery. Jeez.
Yeah. So you can see while I'm struggling a little bit. So I mean, I thought Odell would be a little bit better than this, but he's not. He's actually my bust, but he was bad this week. He had 3 fantasy points in one of our. He's getting targets. He's just not seeming to do much with them. But my bust is actually Aaron Jones, who, he's a first-round pick, and he only touched the ball 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
They were up most of the game. And
that was a weird game.
And
I know. Or what they were doing. Redskins got stopped in the goal line a couple of times, right? And they called that crazy play on Heineke where they said he gave himself up because he dived to the end zone. He had a new rule on fourth down. When the quarterback dives, you giving yourself up. And
that's the Eli Manning rule.
Oh, it is?
Because Eli used to go down, slide head first, and fumble. That is now the Eli Manning rule.
Yeah, well, people are all bitter about that rule.
Yeah, I mean, he did the goal line. He could have just walked in, but he decided to dive in and he called it down and turn on downs. And then the Packers just kept on going 3 and out and punting.
Yeah, they just Rodgers just again was just kind of just efficient, but just not lighting it up. That's just what they are now. They're like a team that just finds ways to win and just whatever,
biggest fantasy regret. I regret that. I regret drafting him worse than I do not holding Swift.
Aaron Jones.
I could have kept him. I could have kept Dak. I could have kept Hurts and scored more points. And Hurts is garbage, but he's putting up massive fantasy
Hurts
numbers.
is a way better fantasy guy than he is a regular quarterback at this point.
Could have drafted anybody. Besides him.
So,
Taylor Heineke is only 6 points behind Aaron Rodgers for the year. That just tells you.
Well, and the thing is, like I was saying last week, is I don't see why Green Bay is going to change anything because they keep winning. So
that's it.
There's no point in them changing something up until you beat them.
Correct.
But this week at least Aaron Jones has a bounce back opportunity because when Adams doesn't play, they like to feed him in multiple ways.
Yeah,
like to go the ball and give him the ball a lot to make him that playmaker.
I can't see why, as good of a back as he is, and Dylan, I think I saw he had -1 points.
They fumbled. I started him too.
He fumbled twice.
I started
twice.
Yeah.
Ditto,
I started him and Josh Jacobs. Jacobs gets hurt. Why do you always get hurt? What is the problem?
He has not
when
been
playing
able
against
to.
me, don't get hurt. Never mind.
Ditto.
Anyway, let's move on to our next segment, which is our upset pick, biggest lock and winner versus the spread.
All right, Millions.
I'll pass the baton to my man Joey.
Hey, if you want to win some money, I advise you to get a pencil and a piece of paper right now. Take this information down right now. Now. Let's go first. The team
proof is in the pudding.
That's right. Let's first go team pulling a straight up upset, college or pro. JB, who you got?
Oh, get ready. Get ready. This team is finally going to get off the mat. They're going to bite some kneecaps, some hand chops, some suplexes. My man's Casey and my man Dennis, they're going to be smiling this weekend because the Detroit Lions are going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
Uh-oh.
They're going to beat them. They're going to beat them. The Eagles coach out there looking like this. He don't know what's going on. He don't know what's going on right now. Detroit will beat Philly straight up. And if they don't win, it's definitely going to cover the spread. So either way.
What's the line on that game?
I already made that pick. I picked it already in one of my picks.
What is the line?
What's the line?
I take the line. I got it. I got it all pulled up. The Eagles are favored by 3.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, the over and under on the Colorado-Oregon game is 49.
We know where you're going with that.
You know what that means.
Millions, if you were listening earlier.
I George. You know what that means. I'll be
were listening
taking money
earlier,
this weekend.
Chris, where you going? Straight up upset or for a college or for a pro?
Yeah, so I'm actually going. Me and Joey seem to like the college stuff. We leave the pros to JB. And I don't hit on any of these, so I usually try to take off the like some more crazy off the wall type of picks. This week I'm going with probably the biggest game of the week. I think Michigan State gets it done against Michigan. They're at home, right? So I don't know. I just got a vibe that Michigan always seems to lose a big game other than Ohio State. And Harbaugh hasn't shown that he can
beat Ohio State yet.
I don't think so. Has he, Joey? I don't think so. So
nope.
They never go into Ohio State undefeated anyway, right? Never go into that game undefeated. They always lose one. So I just think Michigan State gonna get it done this week.
State. I like that pick.
That's different than my normal off the wall non-power 5 team. So
Okay.
I'm trying to change something up.
Let me pull up my list of all FBS games. No, you know what? Let me pull up my list of Stafford Middle School football games. No, that's even football. That's Stafford Middle School track meets. Who we betting on this week, Joey?
Well, Chris, JB, as the millions know that Washington State football has had a pretty rough week. Their head coach decided not to get himself vaccinated regarding the pandemic that we continue to live in. We're going on to month 20. He decided not to get it. Therefore, he was fired by the university because of the mandates. Mark Rolovich, whichever his name is, he Washington State, I believe, has a winning record. I believe, are they 5-3?
4-4.
4-4. So they are playing 500, and now they find themselves going into the deserts to take on the Sun Devils of Arizona State, who play to win the game. Washington State is a 16-point underdog, but something tells me that Arizona State may not be feeling too good about playing this game ever since they lost the Utah game, which pretty much meant that their overall season, as far as making any noise, possibly getting into the playoff picture, is completely over. Washington State has something to play for. They have a martyr of a coach that they may play for, and that game is going to be much closer than the 16-point spread that the experts say it is. I think Washington State is going to upset Arizona State in the desert. Mark it, JB.
Mark it.
16-point underdogs. It's going to happen. I haven't hit one yet.
Joey likes the big dog.
I've been close.
And the big favorites.
All right.
I've been close. Army almost went into Madison. I've been close. All right, let's go to the next one. Biggest lock. Chris, who's your biggest lock for this weekend?
Another one that's still the Power 5. I think NC State over Louisville. That's the game is the spread is 7, so -7 for NC State, but I think they're just going to win straight up. So the Carolina teams have not been that good to me this year, but yeah, I'm going to go NC State here over Louisville.
JB?
So once again, like you always say, I'm going back to the pro game. And my biggest lock is going to make some people upset. But of course, I already told you guys my biggest lock for the week is the Bills they're getting the Dolphins at home.
Hey.
Well rested, coming off a bye, ready to put the final dagger in the Dolphins' back. The spear, I should say. It's they're going to be covering up their blowholes and drowning the Dolphins. Listen to me. It's going to be a slaughter. Slaughter.
Okay.
Slaughter. Mark my words. Now, Miami Tua will get some fantasy points for throwing the ball. They'll be down a lot, but Miami's going to get destroyed. That's my lock for the week.
Okay.
Don't let C Double and Hot know about that. Jeez.
Yes, really.
I'll tell them to their faces.
my biggest lock will go down in New Orleans this weekend, the college game, because Cincinnati understands that they have to look good every game because they will question them. They will question their schedule. They'll say, oh, no, maybe Notre Dame wasn't really Notre Dame. That game means nothing now. It's a beauty contest. Cincinnati has to look really, really beautiful when they defeat Tulane this weekend, and they will cover at -25. It's a lot.
Jeez, Joey, we're loving these.
Love those
big dogs are big.
It
big
is
dogs
a
are
lock.
big favorites.
Absolutely. Let's go to our last question. Who's your winner versus the spread this weekend? JB, where you going here?
Going back to the well again. I'm going back to the well. I'm going to keep going back to the well and saying, how about them Cowboys?
Oh, here
That's
we go.
right. Cowboys against the spread this year are undefeated. That would be a 6-0. They're going into Minnesota. They're going into Uncle Irv's territory.
Yes, they are.
Cowboys are going to show everybody that the Vikings defense is a bunch of ham and eggers. Everson Griffin, who played with the Cowboys last year and got cut, said he can't wait till Sunday.
Can't wait.
You can't wait till Sunday?
Can't wait.
Y'all really think y'all gonna stop you gonna stop the Cowboys from putting up points? I mean, y'all got a good offense, but y'all defense is not looking too hot. So I got the Cowboys definitely covering. Actually, yeah, because the Cowboys are favored by 1.5, so I got the Cowboys covering. I think the Cowboys will win by either a tutty or a field goal.
Okay. Chris?
Yeah. So I actually just took one Carolina team. Now I'm going against them. I'm going against. I'm taking Notre Dame beating UNC with the spread is -3.5. So yeah, I've said UNC has killed me a couple of times. I've actually won with them, but they're just a team that just doesn't show any consistency at all. NC State is at least a more consistent team. UNC just comes out. Some games they're on fire, and then other games they
nothing. Can't stop.
Yeah.
Can't stop nothing.
I mean, like was it against Miami? Remember that one? I took them to win, which they won, but they were up big, and then they let them back in, and so
they lost to Florida State, I believe.
Yeah, so they're just
they were very big against them and lost.
But I really wouldn't be surprised if they come out, since we're hating on them, and they come out and beat Notre Dame, because that just seems to be what they are. It's just a team that is just you can't really get a read on them. So
got some talent on offense. They got some talent.
I mean, they got that Howell as everyone's,
I
really, who everyone now is talking about is the Pitt quarterback.
Yes, they are.
Everybody, he's getting a lot of buzz right now. But
a lot of buzz.
He's
a lot of buzz. They ain't talking about my man, the Rattler, no more.
No more Rattler.
Well, they are. They're talking about where is he going to transfer.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing with him. Pinckney, though, will be 24 years old when by the time the draft comes around.
Who would be?
The Pitt quarterback.
Oh, okay.
Pinckney or whatever his name is. So I don't know if he's 24. That's older than how old is Lamar Jackson now?
It's Kenny Pickett.
Pickett, that's what it is. Yeah. How old is he?
Lamar, I don't know, but yeah, Pickett. Yeah, he reminds me of remember that guy that Florida State had back in the day. Was it Wentz? They had a quarterback that played. Winky. Yeah, Winky. My bad, Winky.
Chris Winky.
He was like 26 playing college football.
Yeah. Well, it was remember the one dude Dallas had, Brandon Whedon.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Because he played at Oklahoma State. He was he was a pitcher in the pros and went back to
And
I
then,
remember Brandon Wheaton. He played for the Browns too. That's who drafted him.
Yes, he did. By the way, Lamar Jackson is 24 years old.
Yeah, so you got a guy who's coming in at the same age, and Lamar Jackson's got so much like years under his belt. He's already been an MVP. I mean,
right.
You know, so
crazy. Anyway,
well, my
here we go.
When I look at the ACC standings, I see that Pitt is pretty much dominating one side of the ACC conference, but on the other side, I see who's at the top of the standings, still undefeated, a Wake Forest Demon Deacon team, who has if they're going to finish undefeated, they're going to have to go through Chapel Hill. They're going to have to go through the Wolfpack, and they're going to have to go through Clemson. So if you're going to go through them, you better go into those games feeling well. Therefore, they will take on the Duke Blue Devils this weekend. 17-point favorites. They will absolutely cover. They will definitely cover. Wake Forest -17. Take it.
Joey loves the
take it.
Wake Forest scored like 70 points last week on like 28 plays or something like that.
Yes, they did.
Like Army held the ball
against
for like
Army
3 minutes, and Wake Forest had the ball for 18 minutes and scored 70.
They sure did. They sure did. What was the final score of that game? 70-56. Oh wow.
Army gonna run that ball.
They're gonna definitely run it. So there we go.
Guess what, everybody? Now it's time. It's time for our college picks. I sent out the link to C Double. I don't know if he's checking his email. I'm gonna give him a second. Let me text him.
Buttons is available.
Okay.
Buttons is on his way.
Oh, getting on his way.
Yes, he is.
All right.
Is the Braves game over, Joe?
Big time right here.
Say what, Chris?
So was the Braves game, is that done?
I didn't even check, man. Look at that.
Altuve hit another postseason home run.
I'm looking at these NBA scores, wondering what's going on with these players that I got on my team.
They can say what they want about. I could really not care any less if that guy had a device on his chest. He can play ball, bottom line.
Yeah, actually, I like him. So
I don't care if he did it or not. He can play on my Yankees team any day.
With the old Boone.
Any day. Yeah, Buttons. Come on,
What's
Buttons.
up, fellas?
Come on, Buttons. Let's do this.
All right,
but
waiting here for C Double to join. Let's see. I'm giving.
Oh, it's a special night tonight.
Yeah, special.
How was your poker game? How'd you come out?
It was not too bad.
No.
I finished 1 out of the money, so a waste of a night.
Oh,
but I had fun.
Yeah, that's all that
counts, Buttons.
How many guys you play with?
Tonight we had 20.
Oh, geez, 20 guys.
20.
Is that a normal night?
It was a little crowded in here tonight. Normally we have like 14 to 16.
Oh, you play at your house? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Right, C Double's C Double's joining.
Come on, C Double. Where you at?
Double's waiting.
How was your poker game? How did you come out? It was not too bad.
Oh,
is he behind?
He's just listening.
He listening to it.
Listen to it.
Let me listen.
How many guys you play with?
C Double's listening. He's like the guy, in the radio, and they're like, turn the radio.
Oh,
Turn the radio down.
Off. We're getting the radio back.
Turn the radio off.
C Double, man, you go ahead and unmute, man. Join the fray. I see you rocking your ODU hat.
All right, Monarch.
He's like, I'm having some technical.
I'm here. Can you hear me? Test.
Make sure you turn, if you have the live stream on, put it on mute.
He's like, I gotta figure this out.
I need to stop my live stream. And
No, all you gotta do is just go to the YouTube and just put it on mute. You can still watch it.
Okay, yeah, I got you. I got you.
Buttons, did you hear JB's parlay?
I did not.
Oh, you got it was big time. I know you
wanna-
said
you wanna-
parlays.
Parlays are sucker bets.
Okay, well, I got something for you, Buttons. This is a sucker bet. So I put down no money. It was a $25 free bet,
Yeah. Oh God.
an 8-game parlay for a G.
Uh-huh.
Woo!
And here's the kicker, Buttons. More than half of those picks came right from the show.
Oh.
Yes, it did. Yes, they
Put
did.
your money where your mouth is.
Absolutely.
It was. I looked it up. He had at least at the most a 4% chance of winning, and he did.
Wow. So
Yeah,
I do
forever
say that they are sucker bets, but I myself am guilty. Last week I did do a parlay, a free parlay that FanDuel does where you bet $10 and you have to have it plus 400 or more. I
Right.
had Green Bay to cover, Aaron Rodgers over 200 and some yards passing, and Terry McLaurin over 60 some receiving yards, and I hit that one. So
well, I mean, it's a
Okay.
lottery ticket, so he basically is what
Yeah.
it is. And
yeah.
The week
Absolutely.
before, I hit 2 parlays for 100, but I didn't put too much money on those. But at this point, hey, the real kicker was the team that had the best chance to win took it down to the last to overtime. I had Houston straight up on the money line,
Oh.
and Houston was up 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. I turned my head, the score is tied.
Mhm.
It goes to overtime. I'm sitting here, I can't even watch it. I'm gonna lose my money on something stupid. And then I turned it back on, they were celebrating. I was like,
Ew.
he
That's
didn't.
sick,
He
man.
didn't
That's a sick
hedge.
dub.
He didn't hedge the bet though at all. I was like, did you not even put?
No, hedge it.
He didn't put. He
All or
was like, I'm
nothing.
all or nothing.
all or nothing. It was a free bet. So I won't lose anything except for my spirit. That's it.
No cash out taken.
Right?
Yeah, none of that.
No, I wouldn't have lost anything. But anyway, so Braves finally lost, series tied 1-1. All right, going back to the A. We'll see what's going on. But anyway, let's move on to our college picks. That's why we have my man's Buttons here. My man C Double is in the house as well, drinking his hot tea. he got his hot tea. So I'm gonna start it off, right? I think I'm gonna start. We'll go with you, Buttons. I looked at our picks, Buttons. Me and you, man, we sort of mostly lockstep this week, Buttons. I'm kind of scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you and me are like almost. We too close together, man. This week it's crazy, but we still do got some ones that are different. But I'm gonna start with you, Buttons. Let's go with our first game on the slate. Iowa versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin is at home, given 3.5. Who you got, Buttons?
So Iowa is 5-2 against the spread this season. If I were a betting man, bet the under in this defensive battle. Give me Iowa.
No, the under. I saw that too. The under for that is 36, man. I'm scared to mess with that. It's 36. I'm like, really? I can't mess with that. But now, if you, like I said before, and I'm gonna tell Bud, tell you, and tell C Double, here is for the under. Here's the lock. Always take the under when Colorado was playing.
Mm-hmm.
That was part of my parlay last week. Every game they play goes on the under. Every
All right, I'm
game.
gonna check that out.
Check it out. I'm telling you. And they play at Oregon, and the over and under is 49.
Mm.
It's no way.
Yeah.
It's no
Write
way.
it down.
It's no way.
Mm-hmm.
It's no way they're gonna score 49 points
I'm
in that
about to
game.
write that
Anyway,
down.
All right, I got the hot ones picked. C Double. Who you got for Iowa and Wisconsin?
On CJ Squared television show live streaming, I'm never gonna bet against Iowa again. I got Iowa. Now, if I email my picks in, I might go against them, but on live streaming, Iowa.
All right, Chris. Who you got this week?
Yeah, this might be a little bit of a homer pick, but I'm going. I got them in my conference, so I'm going Wisconsin.
Gotta go with who you got, man.
Yeah, I need them.
You need them. You need them bad.
Yes.
Who you got, Joey? She's shaking your head. You must got Wisconsin too.
I will join Chris. Who did Wisconsin ever think that they started the conference 0-2 and now they can possibly still win their side and get to the title game? They will cover. Give me Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
I will
Right,
never
so
trust Iowa again.
Yeah, I think Iowa just had a little misstep. They kind of had like a Penn State game. And like Chris said, I got to go with my squad. I got Iowa in my conference, and they are going against Chris. I got to get a win to get back on their plus side. So I'm going with Iowa this week. The next teams we have on the slate is Texas versus Baylor. Of course, another one of my teams that I have who have let me down every time, but I'm going to keep drinking the Kool-Aid until my teeth turn red. So give me those Longhorns this week, baby. Them Longhorns. Joey?
I will join you and pick those Longhorns. It's weird playing in Waco is weird.
We already had the discussion already.
We had the Waco
weird discussion.
Waco, weird Waco.
I will take Texas.
Yeah,
I'm off Texas. I'm going. Give me Baylor.
I can read Chris's face and know what he's picking. I can tell on your face, Chris, when you're gonna pick every time.
That's why I can't play poker. I'm just
all right.
You already know. Oh, look at this guy.
Who you going with, C Double?
Yeah, I'm laying the points as well. I'm taking Baylor.
Okay. All right. So Baylor. Well, okay.
Weird Waco.
Who you got there, Buttons?
Baylor's gonna run all over Texas in this one. Give me Baylor.
All right, nice. Okay. All right, me and Joey together. So I got a team on the slate that I hate putting on here because they always beat the crap out of everybody. But I had to put them back on here. We got them Georgia Bulldogs and that top-ranked defense versus Florida in Jacksonville in the largest cocktail party in the world, right? So who you got, Buttons?
I am so done going against Georgia this season. Give me the Bulldogs.
All right. C Double, who you got?
I got Georgia.
Got Georgia.
Georgia on my mind.
Georgia.
Georgia. Who you got, Chris?
I'm going Florida here. Even though I got Georgia as my squad, I think.
I got Florida as my team. Oh no.
Yeah. So I need Georgia, but I think I don't know if they'll cover here. So I'm going Florida.
In a bus. Who you got, Joey?
Oh, give me Georgia. Georgia covers. Georgia covers. They will dominate this entire game. Nice.
All right. So you know who I'm going with. I gotta go. I cannot. I can't. I gotta go with Florida. I just can't do it. I gotta go with Florida, man. I got Florida. When they play Alabama, their spread was what? I don't know what it was. It was like double figures or whatever.
That was a different time. Different time, baby.
We'll see. All right, here we go. We got Ole Miss. We got Joey's boy Lane Kiffin going down to Auburn, Alabama, and playing Auburn. Auburn has been a kind of surprise lately after they lost to Penn State. They kind of bounced back the last couple of weeks, right? Beat LSU and they went in and beat some. Who did they beat last week? Was it Arkansas? I don't know. They beat somebody. But I think Ole Miss is going to go in and put up video game numbers. So give me Ole Miss and Matt Carroll. I think it's Matt Carroll. Whatever his name is. No, it's Carroll. Something.
Coral.
Oh, Coral. My bad. Coral Reef. Yeah, my bad.
Coral Reef.
All right, go ahead, Joey. Who you got?
I will join you and take Ole Miss. Mr. Kiffin is possibly, hey, you never know. Maybe Alabama slips up one more time and Mr. Kiffin is there standing with one loss, which will maybe lead to a big time payday, a New Year's Day bowl possibly. They will keep rolling. Give me Ole Miss.
All right. Who you got, Chris?
Yeah, so I have not gotten Auburn right, I don't think, all year. If I pick them, if I pick them, they lose. They don't cover. So I'm picking Auburn this week. So that means probably good for you guys if you pick Ole Miss.
All right. C double.
I think you break the slide, Chris. I'm going with Auburn as well. This is Auburn all day in this one.
All day. All right. My man Buttons.
Come on, fellas. Matt Corral is going to show everybody why he's one of the top prospects in next year's draft. Give me Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. All right. So no. So far, no islands. All right, we got SMU versus Houston. We got the Mustangs against the Cougars.
It's a big game.
We got Buttons.
This is a big game. I told JB in my picks in my email that this one to me was the toughest one on the card. You know, everything points to Houston here. I got to be honest, though. My heart, sometimes you got to go with your heart, and my heart wants SMU to stay undefeated. I'll take SMU.
SMU. C double.
Yeah. I'm sticking, you ride them till they lose, and they're getting a point, so I'm going with SMU.
SMU.
I'll go Houston here. Home team in a close battle here.
I'm going Houston. Chris.
Word on the street is that there's going to be a special guest that will go into the SMU locker room.
I thought you were going to say Andre Ware for Houston.
It will not be Andre Ware. The
so
special guest will be a
Ware
former running back.
Through that door.
he ain't walking through that C double, but I tell you who will be speaking in the SMU locker room. Eric Dickerson is going to come in there to give some words of encouragement to SMU, and they will win this game straight up.
With Craig James on FaceTime.
I'll take SMU, JB.
All right. Well, Houston gave me a big payday last week and gave me some gastric indigestion as well because they took it to overtime. SMU, their quarterback, man, you see his numbers? Did y'all see his numbers? Check out his numbers. He has like 29 touchdowns already, I believe.
29 touchdowns.
Something like that. They are putting up numbers, and they have like one of the best running games in the country. Houston has a good defense. I saw them play. There is no way they're gonna stop SMU. I got SMU on this game.
Let's see.
All right.
Mr. Mordecai.
It's 20-something.
Yeah, he's got 29 touchdowns.
I knew it. That's some big time numbers, man.
No island yet and no consensus. No island, no consensus yet.
No, because Rodney actually no, hold on. So yeah, Rodney took Houston. He joined Chris. All right, here we go. Here's
the consensus right here. It's gonna be the consensus.
Here's a big one. I'm like, this one had me confused. I think I texted you and Chris last night, Joey. I was like, how is the quarterback from Penn State hurt?
I'm done with them, JB.
Okay, so we got Penn State going into Ohio State. 18.5-point dog?
Yes.
Like, how disrespectful is that?
No, it's not, JB.
Okay.
How disrespectful?
No, it's not.
A few weeks ago, Penn State was one of the teams in the nation. So you're gonna tell me in a 2-week period, the same Ohio State team that lost to Oregon is now an 18.5-point favorite against Penn State.
It's a different Buckeye team.
I gotta ride with Buttons. It's just too many points to give away. Give me Penn State here.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. JB, first of all, it's disrespectful that you don't say the Ohio State University.
I would never say that.
The
And
Ohio
number two, it's disrespectful that the experts don't think that this wouldn't be a 21-point spread. Give me
God.
Give me the Ohio State University. Penn State is dead. Penn State is dead. They are dead.
You need to be tested.
Defense is gonna be hungry this week, man. I don't know.
Dead.
I'm with Joey. I think if you had gotten Ohio State early, that's when you needed to get them. Now the quarterback's settling in. They've got weapons. Joey loves their running back. They got weapons all over the place. Olave's out there just doing it. they're a different team than they were against Oregon now. I think they're settling in. They're going to be back to
They who we thought they were, Joey.
now they are. So
They
to
gonna
me,
sun them, JB. They're
not gonna sun them, are they?
They
They
gonna
gonna
sun 'em.
sun.
I think this is. I mean, to me, this is kind of where the spread should be. This could go either way, but I think I just think that their Ohio State is looking like they're planning on running on all cylinders right now.
State is going to keep beating people like this on the national televised game. They shouldn't be on TV. I don't want to see a blowout on prime time. Last week they had them against versus Indiana. Really? Who picked that game to be the prime time game on ABC?
Yeah, true.
Fire that man. All right. State
Give me
double.
Ohio State.
Yeah. Chris got Ohio State. So Jason, no way you're gonna say the ever.
The.
So
That's not my thing.
I
It's
know.
like, it's like I don't see the fish because they're not fish. I don't say that kind of stuff. It makes no sense.
you say them boys.
Cowboys. Cowboys.
Whatever. Obviously, I got a pre-written statement for my picks.
Spit it out.
I'm gonna save it for the four picks from now. But these points, I don't think you can make the line big enough. I think Penn State is cooked, and I think Ohio State is moving and
Cook them up.
Give me Ohio State.
There we go.
Wow.
There we go.
I
Cook
mean,
'em up.
look, I get it. Penn State is reeling right now. Okay. But 18 and a half?
18 and a half.
18 and a half?
They're
It
cooked.
ain't
They might
enough,
win by
Buttons.
17. Give me Penn State.
Taking the points, Buttons. You're not taking Penn State. You're taking the points.
Yeah, that's it. Buttons like.
All right, here we go. We got
big
next game.
point.
We got UNC versus Notre Dame. Who you got, Buttons?
Did anybody know that Notre Dame is 19-1 all time against North Carolina?
Wow.
Further, Notre Dame is 4-1 against the spread in the last 5. Give me them Rudigers.
Mm.
The Golden Domers.
Mm.
Who you got?
I'm going with the Golden Domers as well. The Golden Domers.
OC double.
Yeah, I'm with these two. This was my locks. This is my spread of the week. I think Notre Dame rolls here. I can't trust UNC.
Yes, Notre Dame is still possibly sniffing a Final Four. Give me Notre Dame.
All right, so I got UNC in my conference. UNC has let me down completely. I'm not going UNC here. I am not going UNC. It can, like Chris said, if there's one team, it's two teams that you cannot trust. Unfortunately, I got both of them. I got Texas in my conference, and I got UNC. You cannot trust those two. All right, but I took Notre Dame on this one.
Who did the hot one take?
Who did hot take?
Notre Dame as well.
That's
Oh,
Kentucky.
there it is.
Ooh, all right.
Which means you know what that means. UNC.
I know. Carolina.
They are.
Carolina gonna cover.
They're gonna cover.
All right, so here we go. We got the next game. We have a revenge game, believe it or not.
Mhm.
We got UVA versus BYU.
Mhm.
And the UVA coach, Bronco Mendenhall.
Bronco.
You see the BYU coach. How do you think UVA got them on the schedule? Come on now. Why would they want to go to Utah and play a game? I wouldn't want to go in the middle of the ACC season, go all the way to Utah and play a game in the cold. Give me BYU. Who you got, Joey?
Millions. I think I'm going to have to go UVA here. That UVA offense is rolling. Bronco will will let BYU know, I know that you missed me. I'll take UVA.
All right, yeah, I'm going BYU. I think this is just a hard place to play. So just that alone, I think it's the teams are close, but I just think the edge is the travel and the weather. It's just cold there. So yeah, I'm going go BYU.
Not playing in the comfort of Charlottesville.
Okay.
I've been there before to watch a game. I've been there a couple times to UVA.
Absolutely.
Pretty nice.
Okay,
Pretty nice.
all right. This is my number 2 color commentary statement. I'll do my number 1 shortly, but in the I think JB appreciate this, Chris and Joey and Buttons appreciate this as well. Not to be confused with the great Don Shula, but Bronco. Don Shula once said, "I can take mine and beat yours, and I can take yours and beat mine." I'm going with UVA.
Oh,
Oh,
Ooh,
C
there we go.
double. C double. Not so
There
fast,
it
my
is. There
friend.
it is.
Did you know that UVA is 4-16 straight up in its last 20 away games? Ouch. Give me BYU.
Yikes.
That's a lot of traveling. Hit them.
Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie.
Numbers
Numbers
don't lie.
All right, here we go. We got a big Mountain West
It's a
conference
huge game. Huge game.
Fresno State coming off a big win versus San Diego State. Real, almost a pick 'em, right? We got a 1-point spread. Buttons, who you got?
You know, this game really gets me fired up. Okay. Because how disrespectful is this line? -1 for an undefeated team at home, and they're 6-0 straight up in their last 6 home games. They don't need Marshall Faulk in this one. Give me San Diego State.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like that, Buttons. I like that.
Who you got, C double?
I like that, Buttons. I like that a lot, man. I love an undefeated team, and you take them until they lose. You ride them hard. I got San Diego State.
All right. Chris?
Yeah, I'm also riding them hard. Give me San Diego State.
Ride them hard.
That's a lot of hard ride.
I will jump on that ride with you and ride it hard. Give me those Aztecs.
Jeez. We are right.
This. Like my man's Bud says, not so fast, my friend.
Oh,
Here comes an island.
Let me go ahead and go on this island by myself. I watched Fresno State play last week.
I did too.
They have a good team. They do. The one thing that San Diego stops is the run. The pass, not so much. And Fresno is a good passing team and has good balance. So give me Fresno State on the road, and that one little measly point they're gonna get. Give me Fresno. All right. Oh, this one right here is the hot mess game of the week. The only reason this team is on here because my man's Joey has talked this team up. He has put this team in my field of vision. I didn't even know they existed until Joey brought them up. We got Louisiana Monroe versus my man Chris's Appalachian State team. Monroe is getting 27.5 points.
Woo.
Now they were, what's that one game, Joey? You said they were supposed to get crushed by South Alabama, and they end up beating South Alabama.
They sure did.
So me, I gotta take the points. I gotta be like Buttons this time. Give me the 27.5. Right? I'm taking Louisiana Monroe. Like my man, the border boy would say.
I will.
My mama said.
This is in North Carolina. Give me App State.
Oh, Joey loves those.
Give me App
Huge
State.
favorites.
Absolutely, give me App State.
Man, that's a big number to lay, but
Yes, it is. Join me, Chris. Join me.
I'm joining you. Hey, give me one of these because I'm joining you.
Come on, Chris.
Come on.
Join me.
I'm coming on over. I'm coming on over with you. I got App State.
And JB, you talked up Joey's team, and he took.
Yeah, Joey's like, he hyped him up, and he's like,
Man,
see.
look, hey, I thought maybe JB had slipped in an NCAA basketball game for this team. But look, here, my comment of the night, this is over by halftime. Give me Appalachian State.
There you go.
Wow.
Chris, way to go, C double.
27.5 points. That's
right.
what they want to give me? I'm gonna
we
take
know.
that all day long.
You're eating that. You're gobbling that up.
Like a
You
sandwich.
are Monroe.
Like a sandwich, be eating it. All right.
Hey,
We got,
what's Monroe's nickname?
I don't even know, man.
I have
Crickets.
no
I
idea.
don't, I'm not saying the nickname is Crickets, but it's Crickets on the chat here. What is their nickname?
The
see.
Warhawks.
Louisiana.
The
Monroe.
Yeah, Warhawks.
The Warhawks?
The Warhawks.
Warhawks.
Yeah,
Okay.
Warhawks. Sound like your name, C double? Or that's my name. Hawk, I don't know. I'm Hawk something. Hawkeye.
Yeah,
Flying
I hear you.
Hawk. All right, here we go.
Terry Bowden's the head coach.
Ooh, Terry Bowden. We got a Bowden boy too. Ah, Joey, y'all in for a treat.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's gonna be 56
I know.
to 35.
Over by halftime. No, over by halftime. It's over by
56 to-
halftime.
App State's going to win, but not by 28. Okay, here we go. We got UCLA on the road, going to another team going to Utah. Oh my goodness. Getting 6.5 points. Who you got, Buttons?
So throwing out the Arizona State game, UCLA plays teams pretty close when they lose. Pretty close. Give me UCLA.
Oh.
Ooh.
There we go. Is there an echo? Is there an echo on the chat? Give me UCLA. I got UCLA, JB.
Okay.
I like here that it's not at the 7, the key number.
Yeah.
The fact that it's the 6.5 is big. So I'm gonna go Utah here.
Oh, Chris, he done flipped it on y'all. Y'all thought he was going UCLA. I saw it in your eyes.
Chris is always the contrarian anyway.
I like it. That's my style.
He went a contrarian 4-8 last week now. So
I knew that. Last 2 weeks it's been killing me.
yeah.
I actually picked a little bit more favorites.
Sometimes you gotta take that chance, man. What I say, Joey, scared money.
Get money, don't make money.
Make money.
Don't make money.
You got Joey.
I'm
Who you got?
very concerned about UCLA going into Utah. I'm very concerned here. I think I'm going to have to go with the Utes.
Utes, okay. I'm on with Buttons, man. I checked out UCLA's schedule, and UCLA, they lose. They don't get beat a lot. They always there to end, fighting to the end. So there's no way this is going. Even against Oregon at the end, they were there. Had me scared because I had Oregon on my thing, right? Had me kind of shook. But I think UCLA will be there at the end, and they will either win the game straight up or at least cover that spread. I mean, 6.5 points is a lot of points for a really good Pac-10. And Chip Kelly, he gonna step up. All right, here we go. Bonus game for the
Big
week.
one.
We got Michigan, the Fighting Jim Harbaughs.
Yes, let's go.
Going into East Lansing.
Let's go.
Against the Michigan State Spartans.
Let's go.
The last time we had the Spartans on here, they put a beating on the Hurricanes of Miami. Shout out to my man Hot Rod. All right, so I think this is going to be a back and forth game. It's going to be real tight. Both of these teams coming in undefeated. Both of these teams coming in with big hopes of playing Ohio State and getting to that Big Ten championship and getting to, because whoever wins and they can beat Ohio State, they got a direct path to college playoff. It's going to be a tight game. Tight game. So, and Michigan State is getting 4 points at home. At home. Give me Michigan State. Give me Sparty all day. Who you got, Joey?
Harbaugh is tired of the critics. Harbaugh is in a prime position to go to host the Ohio State University at home and lose. That is what's going to happen. The Ohio State University will end up winning this conference and go to the Final Four. Michigan will lose gracefully when they lose at home to the Ohio State University. They will not lose until that last game of the season. Give me those Wolverines.
Do you realize that Tom Brady is not coming through that door, man? Have you checked the quarterback stats for Michigan? Yes, 4 touchdown passes.
They can run the ball. They can run the ball.
Yes, I mean, it's gonna be tough to run the ball all day against Michigan State, but okay.
It was last
All
game,
right.
JV had 4
got-
TD
you
passes
got
last game. Not.
You got Chris.
Yeah, this was my upset special for the week was Michigan State. So yeah, I'm going Michigan State. I don't fear the khakis, Joey.
Mm.
Give me Michigan State.
Yeah.
Yeah, C double.
The glass of milk. Well, I think this is when the pundits and the naysayers start sharpening their pencils, pulling out their pens, typing on their laptops, speculating, like they did with Mike Tomlin, is Jim Harbaugh going somewhere else because they will taste defeat. I am going with Michigan State outright with a W.
That is
See,
amazing.
The khakis. Rocking a pair of khakis, blue shirt tucked in.
He'll be rocking it. He gonna be rocking.
Elvis Gerback is not walking through that door.
Nope.
He ain't coming.
No.
I love the obscure alumni references. I love it.
They're not.
He ain't coming through there.
They're not. He's not.
I don't see Tyrone Wheatley. I don't see
Chad-
Tyrone Wheatley.
Chad Henne.
I don't see Chad. I don't see none of them.
I don't see Amani Toomer.
But
But they're not going. They don't need him.
What was the Michigan receiver?
They don't need him.
What was the Michigan receiver when we were in high school? Number 1 for Michigan. With Anthony Carter. Was it Anthony Carter?
Yeah. I
Anthony-
think Anthony Carter was a Michigan QB. He's like
No, he was not a QB. He was a receiver. He was like a
wide
Anthony
receiver.
Carter, number 1. Yeah, he's not
That
walking
played
through
for
the
the
door.
Minnesota Vikings, Anthony Carter.
No, that's not the same guy. That was somebody else who went to Minnesota.
Okay.
I forgot his name. It was Charles Rogers. It was Charles Rogers from Michigan State that went as a number 1 pick to either was it the Lions or somebody.
The Lions.
He was a bust, right?
Yeah, he stayed in state. Yeah.
Right.
All right, Buttons, who you got?
That door, but Michigan State still gonna win.
This one was tough. It's
Let's go,
that
buddy.
time. It is that time again, though, Millions.
Let's go,
Do
Buttons.
you understand? These teams have met 95 times in their illustrious history. Michigan has won 56 of those times.
Thoughts on Buttons?
Michigan State defeated Michigan last year in their most recent meeting when Michigan was favored by more than 20 in that game. Further, though,
Not
Michigan is an amazing 6-1 against the spread this year.
Okay.
On the other hand, Michigan State is 5-1-1 against the spread this year.
Come on, Buttons.
Everywhere I look, all these experts and predictions have Michigan 30-20, Michigan 27-20, Michigan 29-23. When everyone zigs, I feel like I should zag. As for my big reveal, unfortunately, around my house, I couldn't find any Wolverines. I couldn't find any Spartan helmets until I thought to myself, you're Buttons. You're resourceful. You know a famous Spartan. If anybody is a video game fan out there, this will speak to you. I'm going with Michigan State, and the Spartan, the Master Chief, agrees with me.
Let's go. Halo all day. Give me fighting halos all day. I wish you Buttons. Give me them fighting halos. Give them to me.
The old Halo.
There you
Man,
go,
I was
buddy.
horrible at that game.
Hey, there you go, everybody. Millions, everybody. If you're on Mars, you in a space shuttle right now. You in the
They
space
getting
station.
this.
I know you watching it. Put your bets in. Get your money.
Get that money.
Get your money, right? Because we
Yeah.
all day. All day. So, going over it. It's only one island again, and that is
One
me.
island.
That was me last week too, right? When the island. What did I do last week? I went 8-4. So,
Yeah, that
Yes,
works.
yes, you did.
So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. All right. So, everybody, thanks for joining us. Buttons, Thanks for coming out again. C Double, really good to see you again, my boy, my man. I'm gonna let C Double go ahead and give us some final words. I'm gonna let Buttons give us some final words, and then we gonna just say good night.
I enjoy watching this the CJJ delayed. I'm usually like 2-3 days behind when I put it on when I'm working from home, and I enjoy it. I love the obscure references and then the callbacks to previous episodes. I will say this: if we ever do, Buttons is in CJJ Squared Fantasy League, right?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
First
If we ever do get a trade in that league, y'all should discuss it on the show. If any team ever does a trade, discuss it on the show.
Gotcha.
My friend.
Gotcha.
Discuss it. Well, yes. Right? We're gonna talk about it.
Absolutely.
And, Buttons, what you got? How your Knicks squad doing in fantasy basketball right now?
They doing all right.
Yeah.
They doing all right. They back.
Oh, geez.
All I have this week is that, I mean, me and C Double, we're boys, we're friends, okay, but we're enemies this week, okay, because them Dolphins are going down. All right. I'm very upset when I saw the college picks this week and I did not see LSU, just because I need to see Joey
Oh, yeah.
do an interview.
Come on, Joey.
But
What's your Bills fan?
Yeah, man.
yes, he is. But if it makes you feel any better,
Bill's Mafia right
the
there.
Bills were my lock of
Lock.
the week.
Lock it up. 13 and a half.
Lock
That line
them
can't
in.
be big
Lock him
enough.
up.
You hear
Throw
that,
it away.
C-Double? Do you hear that, C-Double?
Lock them in.
When I logged on to live, I put a chat out. I'm surprised y'all didn't see it. It was right as JB was giving his soliloquy about cooking Miami.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Here you
I
and Rob.
enjoy, like, I don't know, it was like kinetic energy. I enjoyed right when you were saying that. That's your lock of the week. Okay. They're gonna be like, they're gonna be like UCLA this week.
Hey, CB, C Double. Read my lips. Lock. That's my lock. All right. Chris, what you got for the
Yeah, so
Billions?
I haven't seen C Double since you put hurting on me. You put
You put a number up, Chris. You put a number up.
I put up 241 and was sitting pretty.
Now you said 248, man. You had 248.
And then Jonathan Taylor
JT.
goes off and you put
JT,
268.
yes.
You put
I mean, you put up-
268 on me or something.
You put up 248 and lose. Hey, that's a number. And
Yeah.
I got it on. I'm not gonna say when it was because I got it. It's what your episode was, CJJ episode, and the minute mark when you reviewed my fantasy football team when we did after the draft, and the comments that you made, Chris. I'm waiting for when I win the chip, and then I'm going to back out there because you were like, "This is a team you just don't want to see in the playoffs because they can flash on you."
Oh yeah, that's what I said. You have you're a high ceiling, low floor type of team.
Yeah.
So
but that was a good game. Professor is doing work. Professor is doing work. Shout out to the professor.
He is working.
Professor is on his team is like he's like a DFS team. It's just like
Buttons. He's
bomb
got
squad.
Dak, Derrick Henry, Cooper Kupp, Eckler,
Henderson.
He's top
Wow.
yeah,
Cordero Patterson.
Oh, he's got the cheat code.
heavy.
Yeah, he does.
He's undefeated. He's
putting in work. So he's on a pace to destroy my record for points in a season. He's going to destroy it probably.
Yeah.
All right. So what you got for the team? For the team, the squad, Joey. Joey got his shirt and tie on. Go ahead and tell him what you got for us, Joey.
I just like to, if you listened to me last week and you listened to my take on Florida State, Massachusetts, you are a rich person today. Congratulations.
Somebody took that bet.
Everyone was all over
Only a
that.
Florida State fan on their last dime would take that bet.
Congratulations, everyone.
C Double, hold on. C Double, remember you got booted from the show for about 4 weeks because you took Iowa, Maryland, and
Man,
JV did not want any more of that. So
the rest of my life, man.
that's the last time I
yeah,
see
you
you.
were talking big. You were talking big money
Hey,
that
look,
day.
man, I've been to the stadium up there in College Park. I just felt it. I thought that I was gonna foul, and they
It's a
just
great stadium.
yeah.
What does George Costanza always say? If you
You
believe it,
believe it.
it's
not
real.
a lie.
It's true. All right, so
Yeah,
you believe that's okay. That's okay, C Double. You gotta have confidence. And look, everybody, thanks for joining us. Another awesome episode of CJ Squared. Check out the YouTube. Click on the links. You can see how we're doing. You can make your picks.
Let us know, please.
Make your comments. You got to follow to get that knowledge. You got to follow. All right. Good night, everybody. Y'all take care.